Hey guys, Steve Hanford here with Lions Karate. I want to talk about Ruby no Kon. Ruby no Kon was taught to me through Mr. Mike Saunders at a karate camp back in 1995, and I've been running it, been doing fairly well with it over the last few years, if I do say so myself. But I've kind of kept it to myself, really. And then over the last couple of years, the Bonds wanted to start running it, and they do well with it. And then we had some other junior black belts and black belts wanted to run it. And now we've got some colored belts that are asking, and we make that our fourth form. They can do it. But I want to talk about some of the details that I think we're missing a little bit. So, or maybe not that we're missing, it's that we're skipping over some things that there could be a tournament way to run it and an in-class way to run it. And when it's in class, it should look not only like how I run it, but how Mike Saunders ran it. So we shouldn't say, well, this is how I run it. No. If you run it that way, don't call it Ruby no Kon, because it's not Ruby no Kon. So run it the way Mike Saunders ran it, which is how I run it, which is how I taught them. So here's some of the tips. I got this bow with these green pieces of tape on here. This is great for Suisho and Chaban, but this is not where it should be for Ruby no Kon. This is centered. Should not be centered for Ruby no Kon. Slide it out. I've got another bow. Let me grab it. One thing to upset Mr. Hanford: take his stuff and don't return it. Get your own stuff. When Mr. Gillenwater was around, if you wanted to work the bow, you brought your own bow. If you wanted to work the nunchuck, you brought your own nunchuck. I've got 20 bows here for people to borrow. I've got 10 pairs of nunchucks for people to borrow. I bet half the students that run size don't own their own size, and they borrow mine. Like, get your own stuff. Especially since my bow was over there, it's not there anymore. Could be in the back where somebody left it, could be somewhere. Sorry. This is right in the center. This is what I have some students. I wouldn't suggest using this bow. It's a little two-piece bow. It's light and flimsy. But this is where I like to have my hand, in the center, so that reaches out more. I have a lot more reach. 1, 2. When we do our grip changes in this, in Chaban, it was 1, 2, or 1, 2. But in this one, open your hands and slide it. It's not 1, 2. I've seen some students doing that. It's a slide. So it's boom. Now when I tell students that I sat in front of the mirror, so notice how I'm taking the step. So I have my left foot forward, boom. Right foot forward, boom. Yes, you can go up and down the floor, or you can just stay in one spot. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. But when I tell students that I did this in front of the mirror, nearly an entire class, that's what I did. We do that. I have students work on that now, and after 2 minutes, all right, now what? Well, now you're still not good at it, so prepare to lose. You need to do this over and over and over. Ruby no Kon. So here, strike. Remember, we're down here. We're striking out. This is not just a curl. If we're here and it's just a curl, that's a Chaban curl. This isn't Chaban no Kon. This is Ruby no Kon. So when we're here, we bring it back in. You can think of a few different things for that. I wouldn't really think of it for an outside block, because then you have a smaller amount. You can have somebody grabbing at it. You pull it back. You have somebody grab it. That's why you want to get your hand out there to grab a hold of their hand to enforce the pain from that wrist lock, because this can cause a wrist lock on your opponent. So strike, bring it back. Horse stance, low strike, poke to the center. It's not a high poke. We swept their leg, or we hit them in their leg, they drop down. If you hit them in the leg, boom, now they're this height. Why would you stab up here when you struck them in the leg? Boom. Or maybe that didn't take them down, but you strike them in the body, pushing them away, boom, step forward, strike. Then we go towards the back. That's where then we come up, and that's where 1, 2, 3. That's where our grip changes really show that we need to have the sliding. Boom. Then we get to the sides. For the sides, so we're here, boom, here. Trick for that, because you got it extended. If I just go down here, then I'm gonna hit the mat. That's not good. Extended, I left my left hand do the pulling, right hand slides. As I slide, I get to where I want here, then I slide this one to where I need to be. From here, it's a front stance, boom. I've seen some students go 1, 2. That makes sense. It's not how it was taught to us. You can run it that way at the tournament, but it's front stance, pressing block to the side, strike, up, down, around, strike. Then pull back curl, cross step back stance, stab, pull back curl, cat stance. On those strikes, you saw it here. So it's collarbone, chin, top of the head, around collarbone. And you'll watch students and they'll go, boom, boom. Well, what's this? What's this? Add that strike. 1, 2, 3, 4. And add that slight pause in there to show that I have control of the weapon. Watch this. Boom, bam, 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 curl. So add those pauses in there. When we go from one side to the other, I saw a student the other day go, no. We're going to almost make a reverse clockwise, and then a rotate. That's this, right there. So we're here, reverse. This is our 50-50 grip here, and then as we swing, boom, then it comes back to 1, 2, 3, around, strike, cat stance, curl, cross step, back stance, stab, curl. From here, I saw somebody the other day, but doesn't matter. From here, clockwise, all the way around. It's like you're sweeping something away, and then switching hands, block to the side, down, around, strike, curl, jump. Now, how we were taught, jump 45-degree angle, boom. At a tournament, you're gonna wanna make it all the way around. Otherwise, they're gonna say, what are you doing at a 45-degree angle? You haven't done anything else at a 45-degree angle. Makes sense. Boom. I like to bend the knees to make it look like a higher jump even. So we're here, 45-degree angle, strike down. Then it comes all the way around and up. Not just up here. I've seen this. Right hand's going to be in front. Comes around almost like a big clockwise. Up on our tiptoes, down, up, down, around, strike. Come back, curl. Left hand up to take it down, around, and back. Those are some things about Ruben Ocone that I'd like us to improve on. Strikes, grip changes, some stances, and I think we're missing some blocks and some curls. So go through that with a fine-tooth comb and say, well, I'm not doing that. I'm going here. Maybe I'm going here. Well, what's that doing? Nothing. 1, 2. Stand in front of a mirror. I know, sounds crazy. Stand in front of a mirror. Boom, bam, 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 bam. Over and over and over again. There's some tips for Ruben Ocone. Thank you.